So to anyone who remembers, you guys remember the few videos that I created back in the day that basically went over a bunch of games that I got from Goodwill and all that stuff? Well, I'm bringing that back today, and this is something that I've been really itching for the last month or two, because I have been picking up games like crazy and I do not plan to stop. So I'm super excited. For those that are really interested in Goodwill finds and retro game pickups, you'll love this series. I plan to do this with a matter of consistency, so if you guys want to stick around, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like, support the content. I would super appreciate it. This was something that I had been really into starting back in 2017. I had been consistently going up until when the pandemic hit, and then I stopped going, obviously, because I couldn't be able to go. But ever since I started going this last month, I started around roughly April, started going back there just out of curiosity. And the first day I went in there, I found Mario Party 8. And ever since then, I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back to this Goodwill constantly. I'm gonna see what games I find, and I'm just gonna try and pick up as many games as I possibly can and see what I can find. So I'm super excited, man. There was a massive haul that I got for the months of April and May. I plan to do this massive haul video usually about every month. Typically it'd be towards the beginning of each month, so this will be coming out on June 1st, which would be a Wednesday. Next month would be obviously July 1st. Some videos will probably be put in between for some pickups that I found or whatever, but generally in terms of an overall debrief, it'll be towards the beginning of each month. And so I'm really excited to do these again, just because this is something that I've really loved to do over the past month, and it's been exciting, man. And hopefully for the month of June, I'll be able to find some really great games. But to begin, there's just a lot of highlights for these last couple of months. There was a lot of games that I had come across. I probably have picked up over the past 2 months or so, roughly around 50 to 60 games. It sounds like a lot, but in comparison to what a lot of people pick up, it's honestly not a lot. In front of me, what I have around roughly 25 games that I picked out, mainly some highlights. I found some really great games this month, and this really blew my mind away. Not even every game is here. So many games I'd left out that I could easily include with this set. I just want to go over all of these and just talk about it, man. I just love talking about video games, bro. Like, this is just something that I just really appreciate. And so if you guys once again are wanting to see more of this kind of content, once again, make sure to leave a like and also leave a comment as well. What do you guys want to see in terms of like retro gaming content, like gaming content just in general? Like, I'm definitely a Nintendo gamer, so I would definitely more lean towards GameCube and Wii side of things. But let me know, guys. I would love to know what you guys want to see. I will take a lot of suggestions, that is for sure. There are two things that I want to point out this month that I was really happy about finding, and this is going to be the first one. The PlayStation 3. This was a you can see my Discord and my my camera, but this was a thing that I had managed to come across. Now this is one of the later models, I believe, of the PlayStation 3. This isn't the original, considering you see the two USB slots right here, but this was one of the buttes that I had picked up, and it was really nice. I picked it up for $15 at the time, and basically I got this because I wanted to be able to play PlayStation 1 games backwards compatible. That was primarily the reason why I got it. And then the week later, I got another PlayStation 3 for $15 as well, which is currently what's in my setup right now, and that plays PlayStation 2 games. So I am really happy. That is the PlayStation game. That's the PS3 that I currently have set up right now, and it is absolutely incredible. So I'm very happy to have that alongside my collection now, considering the PlayStation 3 was the console, or one of the main consoles that I was missing, and so I was really glad to have finally filled in that hole in making sure I got that system. As well as that, I managed to come across a good blue Wiimote this month with Wii Motion Plus inside. This was for $5, picked up in the glass bin, and this was very nice. I honestly was kind of surprised in the condition of this. I now use it as my main controller, and it's incredible. I love it. This is definitely one of the highlights that I got in terms of peripherals. Definitely really nice. But we're gonna get to the main state games, the games that you guys want to see. I picked up this month. There are once again a lot of games that I have here. I can't get to all of them. I wish I could, but these are just some main ones. But I'm going to start with the Nintendo Wii. This is the system that a lot of people neglect, and I managed to pick up a lot of games for it this month. One of the games which you already saw, which was Mario Party 8, this was what got me back into Goodwill collecting. Really happy I picked this one up. I got it for $2.29. Most of these games, you'll notice a trend. Most of these games I picked up for $2.29. I find them for really cheap in the bins, considering a lot of people don't pick them up. It's really crazy that a lot of people miss these. It's absolutely unbelievable, but that was one of the games that I had gotten, and that was the first day that I went in, and I was like, immediately I picked it up. The disc was in pretty rough condition, but it still works. It's a great game. Was really excited to find it. The value's around like 35 bucks, I think, around the time that I bought it. It may have dropped, or it may have even raised, who knows, but the game's absolutely incredible. But we have some highlights here. I currently have 7 Wii games that I'm going to show you guys. Some really awesome titles here that I really just want to show off. The first of which being Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I know this is a title that's like kind of off-putting or whatever, but this is easily the best Call of Duty, at least in my opinion, on the Wii. You could argue Black Ops is probably the best one, but this game is absolutely fire. And by the way, the online still works without Wii MFi, so this game is a must pick up for those that have a Wii. It uses the Wii remote very, very well, at least in my opinion. Really love it. And then we have another game here, Excitebike. This is definitely one of the better games that I have found at Goodwill just in general, considering this is also a launch title for the Wii that came out in November 2006. So I was very glad to have come across a game like this in such great condition. And there's gonna be more games like this too. So it's not just gonna be like, oh shoot, like a bunch of like shovelware titles or whatever. No, Goodwill has some great games, guys. Great games. I found GoldenEye 007, unfortunately disc only, with the Nintendo Club manual or whatever, but nonetheless, GoldenEye 007, this is a game that many people were talking about. Like, this is easily one of the best games you could probably play on the Wii in terms of online connectivity. This is easily, probably alongside Mario Kart Wii, the best game to play on the Wii Online, easily. And since Activision still has its servers up, just like Call of Duty, you can still play this game online today, which is absolutely huge. So very excited to have picked that one up. That was a massive haul. That was a massive pickup that day, and once again, another $2.29 game. Was really lucky to have found that day, because it easily would have gotten taken probably like a couple hours later if I didn't pick it up. This one I'd paid $10 for. Very happy about this one. And you can see a little bit of a yellow casing right here. Mario and Sonic in London 2012. This one was huge. I was really excited to pick this one up for a lot of reasons. The first of which being that this is the first Olympics Games game that I've actually gotten in my collection so far. I used to play this game a lot when I was younger, and I mainly just pirated all the games. But this is one of the games I had played a lot when I was younger, and I finally have it physically, so very excited to have it. Unfortunately, it's just disc only, but it's in great condition. I bought it for $10, a little bit more than I would have liked to have paid for it, all things considered, considering, you know, it's Goodwill. I knew that this was a game that I wanted to get, and I'm glad that I got it. I knew that if I waited another day for it to drop, it probably would have already gotten taken, so I didn't want to take any chances. I bought it right then and there, and I do not regret it at all. Next game, we have My Sims Kingdom. I personally prefer the original My Sims game that came out. I think it was back in like 2007 when it came out. But My Sims Kingdom is definitely one of the better ones too. This is definitely the best one alongside My Sims. But yeah, it's a great overall story. I mean, obviously, it's in relation to Animal Crossing, and obviously just progressing through a little bit of the story and all that. But it's definitely really good. My Sims Kingdom is one of the more underrated pickups I definitely got through the months of April and May, but definitely really good. Need for Speed Nitro. This was a very good game when I found it. This game was exclusive to the Wii, and utilized a lot of functionality, utilized a lot of different things for this game. This was custom built from the ground up, wasn't built off any custom engines or whatever, and this is one of the best Need for Speed games you'll probably ever play. I need to get into this game a lot more. I played it a little bit when I was younger, but this is definitely a game that you guys need to check out if you guys can. A really great title, and it utilizes the motion controls immensely. And this was the last Wii game that I had picked up. Once again, there's a lot more Wii games that I got, but these are just out of the highlights I got. This was a game that I had in my collection for a while, but I had eventually lost it. I had moved out, and I eventually lost this game, which was really sad. I just recently picked it up last week into recording this video. So I picked up Toy Story 3. This was huge for a lot of reasons, because the movie and the video game were a huge portion of my childhood. I had beat the DS version of this game. I also was really invested into the toy box version of this game. It's basically like a sandbox where you're pretty much able to do like whatever you want. You're able to progress through like different challenges and side modes. It's really cool. It's not even like tied to the story mode or whatever. This game is absolutely incredible, and I think the best version to play Toy Story 3 is on the Wii. I think either this or the PS3 version is definitely the best way to play. So if you can, this is a must pick up. I know it's like, oh, a Disney title. It's like, oh, Toy Story. It doesn't really seem all that appealing, but trust me when I say that Toy Story 3 is really good. Trust me when I say that. It's absolutely incredible. But in terms of the games for this month, this is just what I got for the Wii. Really welcome sight for all these games. Was super happy to pick up all 7 of these, as well as Mario Party 8 right there. But those were the highlights for the Wii. And now we're going to be getting on to PlayStation side. I do have quite a bit of PlayStation games. I probably picked up more PlayStation games this month than Wii, just considering the fact that the PlayStation games were just crazy this month, which they usually are. They're the most common ones to find. We'll start off with, man, where do I start? There's a lot of games here. I have roughly about like 9 ranging across PS1 to PS4. Blitz the League is the first one I'm going to start off with. This one is absolutely incredible. This, for one thing, it basically is football on steroids. Like, this is probably the game you want to play if you want to hear a bunch of trash talk, if you want to really see a bunch of action, like blood and gore, stuff like that. This is incredible. I need to get to playing it. I just got this 2 weeks ago. This is a massive game that I'm glad to have gotten in my collection, for the reason of which I love action, and this is gonna really play a big part in that, so I'm really excited for it. This one I picked up last week. I had never come across it at the Goodwill prior to now. Grand Theft Auto 3. This was a really interesting one, considering you would think that a lot of the GTA titles would just show up in the bin, considering a lot of people have played them by now. They're just really coming to find. Surprisingly, no, this is the first time I had ever come across it, and I picked it up immediately. This was also for $229. The one I really want to try and find now is San Andreas. I have not found it yet for PlayStation 2. That's currently the one I'm looking for, but this, alongside with San Andreas in my collection, would be absolutely incredible. I need to get to playing this one. But I think I may want to start with San Andreas first, just because I feel like that would be a great introduction for me starting. This one I just picked up 2 days ago, Lego Star Wars, the video game. This and the second one, the original trilogy, are easily the best Lego Star Wars games you can play today. I know Skywalker Saga just came out, but this, I think, for me, is what really got me in to Lego Star Wars in the first place. I don't even watch Star Wars, and I could care less about Star Wars, but I love the video games. I think they're incredible, and I think everyone needs to play them and experience them. That's at least from my vantage point. Next up, we have Need for Speed Carbon. This came out roughly around the PS3 and Wii's release, but this, one of, if not the best Need for Speed game you can actually play on the PlayStation 2, which I found kind of ironic, just because this game came out later in the PlayStation 2's life, and a lot of people consider this one to be the best one, so I found that to be a welcome sight. But I was looking up gameplay for this one. This one looks really good. In fact, I think this one actually looks better than Need for Speed Nitro, which I find kind of amusing, but I'm definitely going to play a lot of these ones. I love racing games. Racing games are probably my favorite genre. If not, fighting games are probably my favorite genre of game, so I'm definitely going to play a lot of these ones for sure. Now we're going to be getting into some PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 highlights. Hot Shots Golf Out of Bounds. I actually got this one with the PlayStation 3 console. When I picked it up, this was actually sitting inside of the inside the PS3 that I had gotten. This I am already addicted to. This I have wanted to play. Not necessarily this game in particular, but any Hot Shots Golf game I really wanted to play, and this was the first one that I had been introduced to, and I'm already loving it. I've been going through so much of the gameplay, and this is just easily one of the best games that I've ever played. Like, I'm kind of exaggerating when I say that, but in terms of actual fun, this game is amazing. I highly recommend this game to anybody. These games relatively go for pretty cheap, so you can probably pick one up for like $10 on eBay easily. But that was one of the better ones that I had just randomly came across, and it was just sitting in the PS3 console. I had booted it, and I had taken out the disc, and that was what was in it, so was really happy about that. And then we have the game that I got for PS4 this month, the only one that I found. I did find Battlefield 4 this month, but it wasn't really much of a highlight. It's kind of a common game by this point in time, but the one that I was really happy to come across, I actually showed this on stream a couple of days ago. If you guys don't follow me on Twitch at JBHGA, you guys should. Link in the description below. The Last of Us Remastered. I've heard a lot of things about this game. I just really want to play through this. A lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of my friends play it, and I'll finally get the opportunity to play this game, so I'm super excited. This is definitely gonna be one I'm gonna have on my bucket list to play. Then we have another PlayStation 2 game, disc only. These are all disc onlys. I just found this one also 2 days ago. Capcom Classics Collection. This was a very interesting one because, for example, the one that I found, which I'll show for the Xbox 360, I just got this one two weeks ago. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. I love compilations, stuff like this. I really appreciate. So the fact that I found Capcom Classics was huge. It shows games like Street Fighter, Final Fight, stuff like that. In fact, I actually already beat Final Fight when playing this. I've been playing quite a bit of this collection lately. This basically just shows a lot of the old Capcom games, primarily from the late 80s to early 90s. And dude, this is incredible. If you guys have not picked this one up, you guys should. As well as that, speaking of compilations, Namco Museum. This was a huge one. I got volume 3, and apparently for volume 3, it's really weird because obviously you can play the old Namco games and all that stuff from the 80s, but what makes it really more interesting is you're able to like move through like an open world environment and like visit like a history museum. When I booted this game up, I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. I thought I was just gonna be going to like a screen where I could just like scroll through a list of games, which you can still do so on this game, but you can actually move around as a character like in first person view, and you can actually go around and like visit the museum and all that stuff. It's really cool, and I was super excited to have like picked this one up and just experienced this in the moment. It looked really cool, so was very excited about that one. And then I have two more ones, one also more in line with a compilation, not necessarily, but kind of in the same vein. I have an interactive CD, volume 4. If you ever knew about any of these games, these basically were just demos of old PlayStation 1 games or new PlayStation 1 games that would come out, and they would place them on these discs. And so that's basically what these were, and I was able to play quite a bit of old PlayStation 1 games and their demos, which was pretty cool. And so if I ever wanted to get, a PlayStation 1 game that was in this collection, hey, play the demo, see if I'd actually play it, you know what I mean? So this is a great gateway to doing that, and this was what they did back in the day. I think they promoted these through like magazines and all that stuff, through promotional packages. I know like Pizza Hut had something to where you could like get demo CDs and all that stuff, but I could be wrong about that, but I'm just aware that they had like a promotion. The last one I had gotten was another demo CD, Jade Cocoon, which is something I actually never heard of prior to me getting this. I was just really curious about this, and so I picked it up. Looked at the value of this game. It's like 25 bucks apparently. I got the demo CD of this game, and I played through a little bit of it. And from what I played, I can't remember. It was literally 2 weeks ago when I played it, so I can't even remember off the top of my head what it was. But I believe it was like an action-style RPG, and this really caught my attention. Like, I think this is one of the more underrated titles from what I had looked at on the PlayStation 1, and I don't think a lot of people talk about this that much. So I definitely going to look into more of this. For all these games, by the way, I'm showing a lot of gameplay on the screen, so you guys are going to be able to see what games these are and how these run and operate. But man, these games are very interesting. I will just give it that. These games are very interesting, and so really glad to have come across those. Very, very cool. Now we have Xbox games, mainly Xbox 360. I mainly don't pick up Xbox One games because I could care less about the Xbox One. But the Xbox 360 was the one that I had found some games for. I already had shown off Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. That was a pretty good one that I had found this month. But I'll show off the first two that I'd gotten, and kind of ironic that I picked up GTA 3 this month because I picked up Grand Theft Autos 4 and 5 this month, which were pretty massive. So this was a very good haul. These were in very, very, very good condition, by the way. This had literally all the inserts in it. No surprise there. I was super happy to have picked these up in the fashion in which I did. I just had never picked them up prior, and so I found both of them in the bin same day. Same day I found them both in the bin. I'm like, yeah, I probably should pick up both of these. They're right here in front of me. And then this one was a very interesting one. Minecraft for the Xbox 360 is definitely a game that I played quite a bit when I was younger, and I came across Minecraft Story Mode. It's funny because this came out in 2015, and so this was definitely a later title on the Xbox 360. This came out basically a decade after the console released, and so this was definitely, I don't even know if I'll ever play it, to be honest, but just to have this in the collection is kind of cool just because it shows off a lot of the history of Minecraft. And on the 360 in 2015, it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? You would think, I would come across the Xbox One version, but no, I came across the 360 version, so that's kind of cool, not gonna lie. Was very happy about finding that. And then this game was something I've been wanting to find for a very long time. Unfortunately, it wasn't for the system that I had hoped for, but I found Skate 3. This was a really, really interesting one just because the gameplay of this easily is probably, if not the best skate game you can probably ever play. I love Tony Hawk games. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 is easily the greatest game that I've ever played. It is easily one of my favorite games of all time. But this game definitely rivals it. The PlayStation 3 version that is definitely rivals it. This game is fire, and I definitely am going to be playing this for sure. That is when I get my Xbox 360 working. But this game is legit. Highly recommend it to anybody. I have been wanting to get this game for years, and so I'm glad to have finally gotten it. And then, was really happy about this as well. This is a very interesting one because I never ever come across a lot of cartridge-based games are interesting. You already kind of saw a little bit of it. Xbox, Excitebike 64 and NFL Blitz. These are very unique ones. These are the standalone titles that I had gotten. I got 4 more N64 games as well. I think I got Mission Impossible. I got Wayne Gretzky, as well as Rush 2 Extreme Racing. And I think there was one more as well. I can't remember off the top of my head, but these were the 2 that definitely were the highlights for sure, because Excitebike 64, I love the original on the NES. Really glad to have found this one. I definitely need to play through a lot more of it than what I've already played, but this is definitely a beautiful one. And similar to Blitz the League, it holds no comparison, but NFL Blitz is kind of in a similar state where, it's a good NFL game for the N64, and it's not common you come across, an obscure NFL title like this, especially on a system like this. So, was really happy to have found that this month as well. Once again, these were just the highlights for this month. I know there could have been a lot more that I could have shown in this video, but I don't want to make this video like an hour long. Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Those are my highlights for Goodwill games for the months of April and May. I really hope you guys did enjoy. There was a lot of stuff that I had come across, and I intend to make more of these for sure. There's gonna be a lot more highlights to come. More videos within this kind of style where I just go over these games and just show gameplay for them and just talk about them, man, because a lot of these games that I picked up today definitely are memories for sure. Like the Toy Story 3, this was memories, man. Mario Party 8, this is memories, bro. Like, these are games that I played a lot. Mario and Sonic London 2012, games that I actually played that I'm picking up physically now, which is super cool. There's going to once again be one of these a month for a massive debrief. Obviously videos will come in between. There's gonna be a lot of content coming for you guys. I also have been consistently streaming on Twitch, so if you guys want to hop by my Twitch, I stream about roughly 3-4 days a week. So if you guys want to hop in, make sure I'll go do so. We'd love to have you guys be joining the party with us. But if you guys have not already subscribed to the channel, if you guys once again enjoyed this video, if you guys made it to the very end, by the way, leave a like and comment cookies, because cookies are good. I don't like them, but you probably do, so comment it. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Streams, I think, will also try and be on this channel as well. I do want to incorporate a few streams, primarily some Wii ones if I can help it. I know that there are some things that I want to try and do on here, but for now, man, hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream on the channel, and have a great one. Take it easy.